Hurricane Ian's going to go down as one of America's most powerful storms on record. It has regained some of its strength over the Atlantic, en route to Georgia and the Carolinas. NBC meteorologist Bill Karins has the latest on Ian's forecast. And Bill, can we expect something like what we saw in Florida, in Georgia and the Carolinas, or is it kind of a different story?
Depends what part of Florida you're talking about. Now, what happened in Orlando, the St. Augustine, Volusia County today with the rain, flooding, and some storm surge issues? Yes. Southwest Florida, no, we're not going to see a repeat of that. So, you know, that can be a little reassuring. I know it's a little scary for probably some people. They're looking at these pictures and they're going, that storm's heading for us, but it's not a Category 4. Maybe a strong Category 1 at worst. It does not look like it really has much of a chance to get up there to Category 2, and definitely not Category 3. So it's a Category 1. It's a minimal Category 1. And the difference in damage between a strong tropical storm and a low-end Category 1 is really the same anyways, just that, you know, makes headlines and, you know, oh, it's a hurricane again. But so we are going to watch it. It's over warm water right now. It's not looking very organized. It's not like it's going to jump in intensity, but the Hurricane Center does think it has at least a chance of getting a little bit stronger. They have it making landfall approximately 80-mile-per-hour winds. This is not a kind of a pure hurricane anymore. It's almost like more of a hybrid storm or a subtropical storm, we'd call it. All that means is that there's going to be a lot of wind and rain on the front half of the storm. The back half's not going to have much to it. So the heavy rain is tonight. The gusty winds are tonight. And then by the time it makes landfall, that's kind of like the cutoff for the storm. There's no backside to this whatsoever. And we're also going to watch the worst storm surge in the early morning hours heading to the noon hour. And high tide is 11:41 in Charleston. So it's not exactly ideal to have high tide at the same exact time you have a system that's going to be landfalling. Then after this, we take it inland. And then, of course, you know, it's going to rain itself out. So, you know, Joshua, you get all the things that you have with a landfalling hurricane. We're going to have those, but just to a lesser degree. You know, you remember all these lines? You like, see, he's got this. I saw you had the National Weather Service website up on your thing.
I'm a Floridian. That's what I do.
I was impressed. So you know your weather stuff. So you know exactly what these lines are. These are these are the spaghetti lines that show us all the different possibilities for the landfall. And this is at 1 p.m. So you notice a lot of these lines are getting close to the coast here. Savannah, you know, Savannah's like Tampa. Tampa hasn't been hit by a hurricane in 100 years. I think it's like 120 years since Savannah's been directly hit. So it's just one of those weird, you know, stats that's out there. There's no reason why it couldn't, but it just hasn't. The Charleston area, of course, got hit by Hugo, which was just a devastating hurricane. So we're going to watch it. Charleston to Georgetown is kind of the wiggle room. And to the right of that's the worst storm surge. So that's why our friends in Myrtle Beach, we've gotten your attention as we've gone throughout the day today that, hey, you know, this could be a little worse for you. And then it just rains itself out. So issues. Hurricane warnings, all of coastline of South Carolina, and we've now added a little sliver here from Wilmington southwards down in North Carolina. So the forecast getting a little bit worse if you head up there towards the Wilmington area. As far as storm surge goes, the winds will probably be about the same. And then as far as other issues, this is the one that we'll watch. Right now, worst case scenario is 4 to 7 foot of storm surge. Yesterday, if you were watching the TV all day long, the first storm surge pictures we showed you was out of the Naples area. Saw some cars floating around. That was about a 5-foot storm surge. We don't need 4 to 7 feet. This is worst case. We hope it doesn't happen. But if it happens at high tide, that adds another 2 feet possibly to the storm surge. We're not going to get to Hugo levels. That was like 12 feet, like the storm of record for surge. But Matthew in 2017 was right around 7 feet. So that's possible, something similar, just so people can have a reference point of what could it be like. And in Matthew, we had one of the piers was washed out at Myrtle Beach. So we don't expect no damage tomorrow. We will have issues in trees down, falling houses, cars. That's the concerns.
And just real quick, I see that you brought up the model for the rest of the washout from the remnants of Ian.
Yes, and you notice, and you talk about Charlotte or even the mountains of North Carolina, you get up there around 5 inches. Flash flooding will be an issue right through Friday night into Saturday morning.
All right. I didn't think you were looking over my shoulder.
I was cheating. I saw you. I didn't know you were a little weather geek.
I see. Well, you know.
I didn't want to ruin your image.
No. It's my inner Floridian. But it's good to know that this is going to look more like what Jacksonville saw than what, say, Naples saw, and that this will kind of rain itself out. Bill Karins, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.